The Cleveland Browns are on the brink of a complete organizational meltdown, and if you've been paying attention, you know exactly why. Kevin Stefanski might be coaching his last few games right now, and ownership is reportedly ready to blow everything up. The catalyst for all this chaos? The continued refusal to play Shedeur Sanders while Dillon Gabriel struggles through another forgettable season. This isn't speculation anymore. Multiple insiders are saying the Haslam family, known for having one of the shortest leashes in professional sports, is preparing to do what fans have been screaming for. Fire Stefanski, clean out the coordinators, and maybe even move on from the general manager. Stay with me because what's happening in Cleveland right now is a case study in how stubbornness destroys football teams. Kevin Stefanski's press conferences have become absolute must-watch content for all the wrong reasons. After another embarrassing loss, this one a 27-20 defeat against the 1-7 New York Jets, the head coach stood at the podium completely stone-faced and declared that Dillon Gabriel would remain the starter. No insight, no explanation. Certainly no apology for continuing to keep Shedeur Sanders glued to the bench. His exact words were, "We're sticking with Gabriel," and those 4 words landed like a grenade across Cleveland's sports media landscape. The airwaves absolutely exploded. Callers were furious, accusing Stefanski of sabotaging the season. Others demanded his immediate resignation. One Cleveland radio host said it perfectly. "I'm tired of Kevin Stefanski talking because we don't want to hear words anymore. We want results. Your job is to put this team in the best position to win. And clearly you haven't been doing that. You're 5 games back in the division. You're 2-7 overall. You have a quarterback in Shedeur Sanders that everyone believes has elite potential. So let's find out." ESPN Cleveland host Aaron Goldhammer was even more blunt, saying Stefanski would rather get fired than play Shedeur Sanders. And honestly, that assessment might not be far off. The relationship between Stefanski and the organization appears completely fractured. According to multiple team insiders, Stefanski has actively resisted pressure from ownership and even from some of his own assistants to give Shedeur meaningful snaps. Instead, he's doubled down on Gabriel, a decision many now view as professional suicide. If this situation feels familiar, that's because we literally just watched this exact movie play out with the New York Giants. Brian Daboll went through his own public implosion last season, culminating in his firing after a disastrous 2-8 start and endless internal turmoil. Daboll's story was eerily similar to what's happening now. A once-celebrated coach undone by stubbornness, questionable quarterback handling, and a locker room that had completely tuned him out. Like Daboll, Stefanski's tenure began with promise. He won Coach of the Year in 2020 and guided the Browns to their first playoff win in nearly 2 decades. But 4 years later, his offense is broken. His decision-making is constantly under fire, and his locker room is reportedly splintering. One player, speaking anonymously to a local reporter, said nobody knows what's going on with the quarterbacks anymore. It's like everyone's walking on eggshells. The parallels to Daboll's downfall are striking. Daboll ignored the warning signs, lost control of the narrative, and clung too long to a system that no longer worked. By the time Giants ownership intervened, the team was an unwatchable mess, much like the Browns are today. At the center of Cleveland's chaos is the Shedeur Sanders saga. When the Browns traded up to draft Sanders in April, it was supposed to be a bold move toward the future. The rookie phenom, fresh off an electric college career at Jackson State in Colorado, came with pedigree, polish, and poise. He was the Big 12 Player of the Year, a Unitas Award winner, and the son of Pro Football Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, a combination of talent and swagger that instantly energized the fan base. But after a strong preseason showing, 14 of 23 passing, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions, Shedeur completely disappeared from view. Not a single regular season snap, not even in blowout losses. Stefanski's explanation has been pathetic. We're focused on Dillon's development. Meanwhile, Gabriel's play has been mediocre at best. 58% completions, 167 yards per game, and an offense that ranks near the bottom of the league in scoring. Fans are absolutely furious. Social media is ablaze with the hashtag #FreeShedeur. Even former Browns players have chimed in. One ex-Brown tweeted, "If you're 2-7 and not playing your first-round quarterback, what are you even building toward?" The disconnect between the front office, the coaching staff, and the fans has become impossible to ignore. Browns owner Jimmy Haslam, who publicly stated in August that he absolutely wanted to see both rookie quarterbacks play this season, has reportedly grown extremely frustrated with the direction of the team. Some people inside the building believe Haslam could take action as soon as this week if the team continues to falter.
If the situation in Cleveland feels combustible, it's because it absolutely is. The Browns have seen this movie before, and it rarely ends well. Just as New York Giants fans hired planes to fly banners reading "Fire Everyone Over MetLife Stadium," Browns fans are threatening the same. On social media, one fan account with over 50,000 followers has already announced a GoFundMe campaign to fly a banner over Cleveland Browns Stadium next weekend during the Ravens game. The message would read, "Play Shedeur or pack your bags." Local talk shows have turned into open rebellion. Radio host Tony Rizzo, a longtime Cleveland voice, said this city waited too long to have a quarterback with star power. You don't draft a Sanders and keep him locked in a cage while we lose every week. This is insanity. Even national analysts are starting to weigh in. Former NFL quarterback Robert Griffin III tweeted, "If you're 2-7 with a struggling offense and don't give your rookie a shot, you're asking to get fired." It's the kind of blunt public commentary that ownership hates because it amplifies the dysfunction they're trying to contain. According to sources close to the team, several veteran players are privately questioning Stefanski's leadership. Wide receiver Amari Cooper was visibly frustrated on the sideline during the Jets' loss, appearing to mouth, "We need Shedeur." Meanwhile, defensive captain Myles Garrett has reportedly grown weary of constant changes without results, fueling speculation he could be among the offseason trade candidates if things implode further. One assistant coach, speaking off the record, admitted the mood is bleak. The guys respect Stefanski, but they're confused. The energy is bad. Everyone's waiting for the hammer to drop. Even Shedeur Sanders himself is said to be maintaining professionalism, but growing restless. According to one insider, he's been laser-focused in meetings and practice, but it's killing him to watch this offense stall every week. The Haslam's have fired head coaches at a dizzying rate since taking over the franchise. Hugh Jackson, Freddie Kitchens, Mike Pettin, Rob Chudzinski. Now Stefanski may be next on that list. If ownership acts, this would mark the 6th coaching change in just over a decade. But this one feels different. The Browns finally have the raw materials of a future. 2 young quarterbacks, an elite defense, and a fan base still clinging to hope. To many observers, Stefanski's refusal to adapt or embrace Shedeur Sanders as the spark plug for the future signals that he's lost touch with what this team could become. NFL insiders are already floating names for potential replacements. Former Alabama coordinator Tommy Rees, who briefly took over play-calling duties earlier this season, could be an interim candidate. Long-term names like Jim Harbaugh, Cliff Kingsbury, and even Deion Sanders himself have been mentioned in speculative reports. Imagine that.
Deion coaching his son in the NFL. It sounds far-fetched until you remember this is Cleveland, where chaos is practically a franchise tradition. As the Browns prepare for another divisional showdown with the Baltimore Ravens, the whispers are growing louder. If the offense sputters again and the home crowd turns hostile, Kevin Stefanski might not make it to Monday morning. It's poetic in a way. Just as the New York Giants reached their breaking point after years of dysfunction, the Browns seem poised to do the same. Both franchises once believed they'd found stability in their head coaches, only to discover that stubbornness can be fatal in the NFL. For Stefanski, the numbers don't lie. The Browns are 2-7, scoring fewer than 17 points per game, and look completely directionless. His insistence on sticking with Gabriel has alienated fans, confused players, and infuriated ownership. If he doesn't make a change soon, specifically if he doesn't unleash Shedeur Sanders, the decision may be made for him. Cleveland's nightmare season has reached a single defining question. Will Kevin Stefanski finally give Shedeur Sanders his shot? Or will he go down protecting a system that's already failed? Drop your thoughts below about whether Stefanski survives the week.